Hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive.
Thanks for having me.
Today we're looking at how geopolitics is impacting international students.
Yeah.
We've got this fascinating article, How International Students Can Thrive in a Changing Geopolitical Landscape.
It's a really interesting one.
It's got some really eye-opening stuff,
Definitely.
like how places like Canada and Germany are becoming major players in international education.
Right.
And the U.S. might be losing its edge a little bit.
Mm,
And there's a ton of practical tips in here on how to thrive even when things are a bit uncertain in the world.
for sure.
So much to unpack.
Yeah, there is.
You know, we always think about education as like this separate thing.
Right, this bubble.
Yeah. But actually, global politics, like trade wars,
International relations, all of that.
yeah, has a massive impact on where people decide to study.
Huge.
It's true.
And the article actually dives into
Oh, yeah.
the U.S.-China relationship and how that uncertainty,
Yeah.
makes things tricky for students who might be considering either of those countries.
Yeah. Makes a lot of sense.
Especially it impacts academic collaborations and exchange programs.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it's not just about where you study, it's about
Like the whole experience?
the whole experience of it.
Wow.
So,
The article mentions Canada's seen a 30% increase in international students
yeah,
since 2019.
that's a big jump.
30%. Why is that?
Well, Canada's seen as like a safe and welcoming place,
Ah.
especially with their visa policies.
Mm-hmm.
But, it's not just about being nice, it's also strategic.
Oh, how so?
Well, international students bring about $21 billion annually
Wow.
into Canada's economy.
So it's a win-win.
Exactly. Canada gets that economic boost and all the cultural diversity.
Right.
And the students get a high-quality education in a stable environment.
It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it's a really good example of how immigration policies can really make a difference
Yeah.
in a positive way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, in the U.S., things are getting tougher for international students.
A little bit, yeah.
This article mentions stricter visa regulations,
Mm-hmm.
and that's kind of pushing people to look elsewhere.
Yeah, which is a concern because, the U.S. has always been this big draw
Right.
for international students.
Mhm.
But these stricter regulations are kind of making people wonder if,
If they'll stay on top.
if they'll stay on top.
Well,
It's going to be interesting to see how it plays out over the next few years.
definitely.
Yeah.
Then there's Germany.
Oh, yeah.
Tuition-free education
For a lot of programs.
for many programs.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It's a game changer, for sure.
It is.
And, it's attracting a ton of students.
Yeah.
But it's not just free tuition, right?
Oh, what else is there?
Well, Germany has a really strong economy,
That's true.
and they're really pushing to be a leader in innovation and research.
Mm-hmm.
So they're creating this whole ecosystem where international students can not only study, but also contribute.
contribute to the economy.
Exactly, to their economy,
Yeah.
in the long run.
That makes a lot of sense.
It's a smart move.
Yeah, it's not just giving away education.
It's investing in their future.
it's a long-term strategy.
Absolutely.
It's really interesting to see how these different countries are approaching this.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's not just these big players either.
Yeah.
The article talks about how Australia,
Singapore.
Singapore, and Malaysia are all kind of becoming these hot spots for international education.
Yeah, they're all emerging players for sure.
What's the secret sauce? Is there a pattern here?
I think the pattern is that they're offering, this
Yeah.
combination of top-notch education
Right.
and smart immigration policies.
So they're making it easier for people to stay.
Yeah, they figured out that attracting global talent is a key ingredient,
To a thriving
in
economy.
a thriving economy, exactly.
Yeah, and to innovation.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But, the article goes beyond just picking a country.
Oh, yeah.
It actually gets into some really practical advice for international students.
Yeah, it emphasizes that just getting into a university,
Right.
it's only the first step.
That's step one.
Yeah.
But to really thrive,
Yeah.
especially with all this geopolitical stuff happening,
Mm-hmm.
you need to be adaptable and proactive.
Absolutely.
And the first tip is about staying informed.
Okay.
And I don't just mean checking the headlines. You
Yeah.
need to keep up with changes in visa rules,
Hmm.
global events,
Right.
even the political scene in your host country.
So it's about being really savvy and not just relying on what you hear from friends or on social media.
Exactly. You need to be checking those official immigration websites,
Yeah.
reading reputable news sources,
Right.
paying attention to what your university is saying,
Yeah.
because things change all the time.
That's true.
So staying informed is this ongoing process.
You need to have your finger on the pulse.
Exactly.
Okay, so stay informed. What's next?
The article also stresses building a diverse network.
Okay.
And it's not just about hanging out with people from your own country. It's about connecting with people from all sorts of backgrounds.
Yeah.
And getting their perspectives.
Building your global squad.
Exactly. Everyone you meet, brings something unique to the table.
Right.
They might have insights into the local culture, different ways of looking at things.
Right.
Or they could just be a friendly face, when you're feeling homesick.
That's true.
A diverse network is like
Your support system.
yeah, your support system when
Yeah.
you're in a new place.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah,
It's not just about the academics, it's about the whole experience.
totally. The whole experience of being an international student.
Yeah.
And finally, the article encourages you to seize development opportunities.
Okay.
Don't just stick to the classroom.
Mm-hmm.
Get involved in things that, boost your skills,
Yeah.
broaden your perspective,
Right.
and look good on your resume.
So take charge of your own growth.
Exactly. Think about exchange programs,
Mm-hmm.
volunteering,
Internship.
internships, yeah. Or even joining student clubs,
Mm.
related to your interests.
So it's about immersing yourself in the culture, getting practical experience,
Mm.
making connections.
Yeah, all of that stuff.
Yeah, and showing future employers that you're not just there for a degree.
Right.
You're there for
The whole experience.
the whole experience. I
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah,
So what we're seeing is that being an international student today,
right.
it's about so much more than just getting a degree.
It really is.
It's about developing those skills and the mindset and the network
Mm-hmm.
to succeed in a world that's constantly changing.
Absolutely. And it's about understanding,
Yeah.
that geopolitics plays this huge role
Right.
in shaping those experiences and opportunities.
International students today are operating in a much more complex world
They are?
than maybe they were in the past.
Yeah.
They really need to be aware of these geopolitical forces
Absolutely.
and develop those skills
Mm-hmm.
to navigate
Yeah.
this new terrain.
A whole new era of international education is emerging.
It's fascinating.
It is.
So what does this all mean for the future of international education?
That's a great question.
It is a big one.
Yeah, and it's one we'll explore in more detail in a bit.
Okay, stay tuned.
Yeah, stay with us.
Welcome back.
Yes, welcome back.
Before we jumped into all the practical tips for you guys,
Mm-hmm.
we were talking about how countries like Canada and Germany are becoming real hotspots
Yes.
for international students.
Mhm.
But it's more than just numbers, right?
It's definitely more than just numbers.
Yeah.
These shifts in where students are choosing to study,
Mm-hmm.
they're a direct reflection of what's happening, on that geopolitical stage.
So can you give us a real-world example
Sure.
of how this is playing out?
We'll take the tension between the U.S. and China.
Okay.
This has made it much harder for
Hmm.
universities in the U.S. and China to collaborate
Okay.
on research
Yeah.
and student exchanges.
It's almost like there's this invisible barrier now between two of the world's academic powerhouses.
Right. It's really created a lot of obstacles.
And it's not just the institutions that are affected, right?
No, it's not.
It's the students
It's the students.
who feel the impact.
Absolutely.
Students from both countries who once might have easily chosen to study abroad
Mm-hmm.
now face like a way more complex decision.
Right.
They have to weigh the risks and benefits
Yeah.
of studying in a country
Mm-hmm.
where political tensions could impact their entire experience.
It's a tough spot to be in.
It is a tough spot to be in.
Definitely.
But on the flip side,
Yeah.
as we mentioned, Canada's benefiting from this.
They are.
They're seen as this more stable
And welcoming.
and welcoming option,
Yeah.
which is drawing in students who might have considered those other countries.
Exactly.
So Canada's commitment to multiculturalism
Mm-hmm.
and its open immigration policies
Yes.
create this sense of inclusivity and stability.
It's a big draw.
And it's bringing billions of dollars into their economy.
Billions with a B.
Right.
Yeah.
So Canada gets a boost and the students get a great education.
In a welcoming environment.
It's a smart strategy
It is.
all around.
Yeah.
But let's not forget about the other rising star,
Yes.
Germany.
Germany.
What's going on there
So much.
besides the tuition-free education?
Well, they're not just offering free tuition.
Right.
They're actively promoting Germany as a hub
Oh, wow.
for innovation and research.
Okay.
They're investing heavily in cutting-edge technologies
Yeah.
like artificial intelligence
Okay.
and renewable energy.
Wow.
And they're creating opportunities for international students to actually get involved in these fields.
So they're attracting international students with the promise of free education.
Yes.
But they're also building a talent pipeline to fuel their future economic growth.
Exactly.
It's a win-win.
Total win-win.
They get the brightest minds working on their most important industries. And the students get world-class education and experience in fields that are shaping the future.
It's a really smart strategy.
It is.
Yeah, Germany is really positioning itself
Mm.
as a leader, in that global knowledge economy.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
But it's not just about these big players.
Right.
What about some of the other countries the article mentioned,
Mhm.
like Australia, Singapore, and Malaysia?
Yeah, what about them?
What's making them stand out?
Well, you're right. It's not just a two-horse race.
Right.
What's fascinating is that these countries have all recognized the same thing.
Okay.
Attracting global talent
Yeah.
is crucial for staying competitive
In today's world.
in today's world.
Okay.
They're all offering high-quality education
Mm-hmm.
and progressive immigration policies
Right.
that make it easier for students to not just study there, but also potentially work after graduation.
So it's not just about having great universities.
It's not just about the academics.
Right. It's about creating an environment where international students feel welcome,
Support is
supported, and empowered
Exactly.
to contribute their skills and talents.
Absolutely.
But let's not forget about those practical tips in the article.
Oh,
You're
no.
talking about staying informed.
Yes, staying informed is key.
What exactly does that mean?
Well, it means going beyond just reading the headlines.
Yep.
You really need to dig deeper.
Mm-hmm.
Look at official immigration websites
Yeah.
for the countries you're considering.
Right.
Follow reputable news sources
Mm-hmm.
for updates on global events.
Okay.
And you know how they might impact your plans?
Yeah.
And pay close attention to any announcements from the universities
Right.
that you're interested in.
So it's about being proactive
Yeah.
and doing your research.
Yeah, don't just rely on what you hear from friends
Right.
or on social media.
Things change quickly.
Things change quickly.
You've got to stay ahead of the curve.
You got to stay ahead of the curve.
What about building a diverse network?
Oh, that's so important.
That can feel a little intimidating.
It can be a little daunting,
Yeah.
especially when you're in a new environment,
Yeah?
but it's so worth it.
Okay.
Building a diverse network is about intentionally connecting with people
Mm.
from different backgrounds and perspectives.
Okay.
It's about stepping outside your comfort zone
Mm.
and engaging with people who can offer you unique insights and
Yeah.
support.
So it's not just about making friends from your own country or culture.
Exactly.
It's about expanding your horizons.
Yes.
And learning from people with different experiences.
Precisely. You might be surprised at how much you can learn
Oh, yeah?
from someone with a completely different background.
Mhm.
They might have advice on navigating the local culture.
Right.
They might offer a different perspective on your academic work.
Yeah.
Or they could just be a friendly face, when you're feeling homesick.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of it.
It's like building a global support system
It really is.
that can help you navigate all the challenges
And opportunities.
and opportunities of studying abroad.
Exactly. A diverse network can be so valuable.
Yeah.
Especially when you're far from home.
Absolutely.
Don't underestimate the power of those connections.
Okay.
Yeah.
And finally, the article talks about seizing development opportunities.
Yes.
What does that mean for international students?
Well, think about it this way.
Okay.
You're not just going abroad to get a degree.
Mm-hmm.
You're there to gain valuable experience
Right.
and build skills
Mm.
that will help you stand out
In a competitive job market.
in a competitive global job market.
Okay, so it's about being proactive
Yes,
and taking charge of your own growth.
absolutely.
Don't just wait for opportunities to come to you.
Seek them out.
Seek them out.
Exactly.
What are some examples?
Well, think about exchange programs
Okay.
where you can spend a semester or a year
Yeah.
studying in a different country.
Right.
Look for volunteer opportunities
Mm-hmm.
with local organizations.
Immerse yourself in the community.
Yeah.
Gain practical experience.
Right.
Internships are another great way
Internship.
to build your skills and network
Mhm.
in your field of interest.
So it's about immersing yourself in the local culture, gaining practical experience,
Mm-hmm.
building your network all at the same time.
All at the same time.
And it shows potential employers that you're not just here for the degree.
Right.
You're here to embrace the full experience
Exactly.
of studying abroad and contribute.
And give back to the
Yeah.
community around you.
It's amazing how the whole concept of being an international student is evolving.
It really is.
It's no longer just about getting that degree.
It's about so much more.
It's about developing the skills and the mindset and the network to thrive in this rapidly changing world
It is.
and taking advantage of the opportunities that
Yeah.
come with being immersed in a new culture.
I couldn't agree more.
It's exciting and a little daunting,
Yeah.
all at the same time. It is a little bit of both.
But with the right preparation and mindset,
Absolutely.
it's an incredible opportunity for growth.
It really is.
It absolutely is.
And it all starts with recognizing that you're not just choosing a university, you're choosing a path.
Yeah.
And that path is shaped
Yeah.
by the geopolitical realities
Of our world.
of our world.
So how does all of this impact the future of international education?
That's the million-dollar question.
That is a million-dollar question.
And it's something we'll explore
Okay.
in a little bit more detail after a quick break.
Stay tuned. Welcome back. We've been talking about how geopolitics is really impacting international students. And it's clear that things are changing.
Yeah, the landscape of international education is
Yeah.
definitely shifting, and it's kind of exciting to see
Yeah.
how these changes are creating all these new opportunities.
We were talking about how countries like Canada and Germany are attracting more and more international students. What do you think this means for the future? Like, are we going to see a shift away from those, like, more traditional?
It's definitely possible. I mean,
yeah.
these emerging hubs are offering some pretty compelling advantages, right?
Yeah, like what kind of advantages?
Welcoming visa policies,
Okay,
more affordable education,
right.
strong economies, you know?
These are all things that students are thinking about.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. These are all factors
Yeah,
that students are definitely considering when they're making these big decisions.
it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
You know, as these advantages become more widely known,
Right.
I can see even more students
Yeah.
choosing these alternative destinations.
Absolutely. And as the demand
Yeah.
for a high-quality international education continues to grow,
Right.
countries that offer that supportive environment,
Mm-hmm.
along with a really top-notch academic experience,
Yeah.
they're naturally going to attract more students.
It's almost like there's this global marketplace
It is.
Yeah.
For education.
for education emerging with countries competing for.
Competing for the best and brightest.
Yeah, it's fascinating.
It's really interesting to see how this is playing out.
So in this global marketplace, the students,
Yes.
have more choices than ever before.
More choices than ever.
You can really shop around and find,
That perfect fit.
the best fit for your academic goals, your budget, your personal preferences.
Absolutely. You're in the driver's seat.
Yeah. It's really cool that students have so many options.
Mm-hmm.
But it also means that, like, universities and policymakers need to
Step up their game.
step up their game.
Yeah.
They can't just rest on their laurels.
No, they can't just assume
Right.
that students will keep coming.
Yeah.
Institutions really need to think strategically about
Yeah.
how they position themselves in this global landscape.
What do you mean by that?
Well, they need to offer programs that are not just academically rigorous,
Yeah.
but also really relevant to the needs
Of the global workforce.
of today's global workforce. Exactly.
Yeah.
They need to be innovative
Mhm.
and constantly evolving
to meet the changing demands.
of the market.
Right.
It's a competitive landscape out there.
And it's not just about the academics.
No, it's not.
It's also about creating that welcoming and supportive environment
Absolutely.
where students from all different backgrounds can thrive.
That's key. You know, it's about creating a holistic experience that goes beyond the classroom
Right.
and supports, students' well-being and their personal growth.
Yeah, it's about fostering that sense of belonging and making sure every student feels valued and supported.
Absolutely. That's so important.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into this topic,
Yeah.
what's the one key takeaway you want to leave with our listener?
I think the most important takeaway is that the world of international education is not static.
Right.
It's dynamic, it's competitive, and it's full of possibilities.
And it's an exciting time
It is.
to be considering studying abroad. But it's important to be informed, strategic, and proactive.
I completely agree.
Yeah.
Do your research understand that global landscape, how geopolitics might influence your experience?
Right.
And choose a destination that really aligns with your goals and values.
And embrace the challenges and the opportunities that come with living and learning in a different country.
It's such a chance to broaden your horizons, expand your perspectives,
Yeah.
and grow in ways you never imagined.
It's a journey that requires adaptability, resilience, a willingness to step outside your comfort zone.
Absolutely. But for those who are willing to embrace the unknown,
Yeah.
the rewards are immense.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of international education and geopolitics. We hope you found it insightful and empowering.
We appreciate your curiosity and engagement.
Keep exploring,
Yeah,
keep learning, and keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
absolutely.
And that's a wrap for this deep dive. Until next time, keep diving deep.